Set now, offering a pick charm reading to support you on your journey. And as always, trust your intuitive insights, your awareness, and the wisdom within over anything that I might share. And it may go without saying that change is the only constant, that everything is reshuffling at present with new opportunities coming to the surface, new lessons learned, and opportunities to grow. And the Six of Swords is about change. It's taking that first step and having the elements supporting you, whether that is the current or the wind, and bringing your mind on board, your thoughts, swords, and all parts of you moving on a journey and moving toward this new opportunity, awareness, and growth. So what is coming into your field of awareness? How are you being encouraged to grow, go, or allow something to come toward you? And it kind of feels like Annie DeFranco, like I'll walk the plank, and perhaps it's past that point. And when we get to the Seven of Swords, there becomes this challenge where we might want to jump ship because we have to have that courage and tenacity to continue on our journey. And this reading is offered to you to find ways. We'll look at the Soul Tarot and the Love Yourself Oracle as ways that you can nurture all parts of you and care for you. And we'll also look at the Fountain Tarot and the Bicycle playing card decks. Which one do I have? I have the Dragon deck out today. And what are you creating? And what is changing in your future? And again, you have free will, and change is the only constant. So this is not a definitive, rather a perspective to support you on your journey. So noticing here which charm calls to you. And it's always a good idea to really ground yourself and open to your higher wisdom, because there might be parts of you, the deeper parts of you, that know the truth and could be seeking some sort of confirmation and support on your path, while other parts might be wanting to stay still in their journey. And so just kind of allowing yourself to breathe into the present and notice how you were drawn to one charm. And I will put the timestamps down below. So if this first charm spoke to you, there might be a message here for you. And how are you taking charge of your own journey and moving forward and allowing cycles to come to completion and perhaps going with the flow in some way? I'm going to start with the Soul Tarot. Anything you need to know about this change or what will support you on your journey? Remembering to remain grounded as you shift right to left, forward, back. And I feel like Spirit is very proud of you for taking the wheel. Taking the wheel. Like, we're proud of you for trusting your intuition, making this happen. This free will is at play. Let's see. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. So being that and trusting. I'm using a new setup. I do apologize. So knowing exactly what you want, or trusting, and the fact that there's like the moon on either side, it really feels like you are surrounded and supported, that each movement is supported and trusted by your intuitive insights. And the bottom deck energy is the Page of Swords. So perhaps this change you are setting boundaries. You're learning, like that direction that looks like a compass. So speaking your truth and working with this balance of the mind, like letting your mind be the learner and your intuitive guidance being like the pulse of your journey. How beautiful. How beautiful. And the Page of Swords, that also feels like solar plexus energy, the way that diamond is. Oh, growth. You are constantly expanding. So trusting that. So maybe you're reinventing yourself again, because that's what we do. We reinvent ourselves again and again. And how beautiful that is to be human and have that opportunity. And that light shining through the trees is really calling out. So perhaps allowing the light to come in and through to you and moving it through all your chakras and remaining grounded as you let this, where it might feel like you're uprooting, I feel like you're landing in your form and then just allowing it to grow, and letting that light in as you move in all directions. Oh, it's amazing. So perhaps in this point of feeling it out and using that as your navigating tool to grow forward. Beautiful. Is there anything, any message? The sea melodies, any messages that would support you? The charm is really standing out right now. You're in charge. You're in charge. I think you figured that out for yourself. And yeah, that might have come after some time of change, or awareness. Bottom deck. This is gorgeous. This is great. Take the helm. Be in control of your own ship, which I feel like you're doing. If you're not, time to set some boundaries and make it happen. And the two that flipped out, empathy. So having some compassion for yourself, that these changes are coming from somewhere even deeper within, where you were, like the roots of the past, having empathy with yourself. And perhaps it's time to go in a little bit more. And if there is anything, any like weight, these little things are standing out. If there's any weight there, you just need to drop. Like, I don't want to use the weight, like dead weight, as in something doesn't matter, but perhaps a thought, thinking of this Six of Swords energy, a thought no longer serves a pattern in the way the brain works from the past. You're going to find a new momentum past that. And the next one, dream a little dream. And let yourself go deeper with that dream and dream bigger than you had imagined for yourself. Like, it's possible, you're amazing, you're incredible. Like, I want to gas you up and just tell you how wonderful you are to reach for the stars and beyond. Like Buzz Lightyear, like there might be a Two of Swords energy of like Woody or someone around you, and that could be your dead weight. Woody was great, but he also didn't believe in, what was the other character that would say to infinity beyond, and the wings that popped out? Like, believe in your own wings. Like, they want to open up, and it's not about like declaring it with words. It's about your energetic frequency. And if something doesn't line to that energetic frequency, learn to stand your ground and learn to say, hey, it's my way or the highway, or I'm in charge. Like, somehow just reminding yourself that you have the Midas touch and you're in charge. You're in charge of your own life. I think we forget that. I don't think society teaches us that either. I don't. What are you painting for yourself? What are you creating for yourself? your own rhythm. And I suspect you're already doing that, but other frequencies might want to join you to elevate you. And allow that to come in. It's going to help you. Like, reach for anything that's going to support your growth. Two of Cups and Queen of Coins. So you are, I feel like, working to connect. And that might take a little bit of time to bring that into the material. And as soon as I saw this, I thought of like the womb. And the Queen of Coins has this like fertile energy to her. But it, you know, when you're working in another dimension energetically, it takes time to embody the physical. And I wouldn't say you're there. Look, we have a tree and the Queen of Coins, and that reaching for the stars, maybe how you're connecting to your love, to your soul tribe. Let's get a little bit more on each of these. Bottom deck energy just fell out when I picked up the deck. Seven of Wands, so rising above it. This is going to take some courage. So remind yourself of your passion. Remind yourself of your passion, what you began, and keep reaching for the light, and keep yourself grounded as you go through your action steps. Again, it takes some time from the manifesting energy that's within you to the physical manifestation of it. And so you might feel your soulmate. You might feel that, but you might not see it yet. And when I say feel, it's different than the emotional body. Or how are you working together with someone to grow a new possibility if you're in a connection? If you're in a connection, it isn't quite feeling like you want. Start to take the time. That Seven of Wands energy. So rise above what you think you should see physically and tune into what you feel in the emotional body and the energetic realm. Sometimes it's different than what we think. Maybe you're learning to think page in a new way, or a new thought, a new perspective is coming your way regarding this connection. It might not quite be in your physical form. I say that because that really feels like womb-like, fetus-like, but it's not actually in her body. And that could be anything. It doesn't have to be a human. It doesn't have to be a relationship. But I feel like a deeper connection is on the horizon. You feel that. And so just noticing what isn't in alignment with where you're growing and how you're changing and unfolding. Reach up rather than toward the past. If you were to think about what the past gave you, and maybe it's time to revisit the past, your lessons learned. Easier said than done. Maybe it's time to cut some cords, like free your energy that's kind of binding you to the present so that you can move forward to, and like it's like creating space. Gotta create space. And the fact that these cards aren't moving, this is telling me that you really are going to have some patience and get clear about what you want. You already know. You already know. Nine of Wands. It's transforming. It's transforming the illusion of your pain. Bottom deck energy. Seven of Wands. So adversity, like, it's more than, it's like past the point of like jumping ship. It's like heal those wounds, because until that pattern gets healed, everything you come across will be like salt on the wounds. And open your eyes to feel who you truly are, to not allow anyone in your energetic field who's continuing to put salt on your wounds, and take yourself out of the picture. Like, go into hermit mode a little bit and heal those wounds, and start to allow your light to shine, to bring something new toward you, because you deserve it. You deserve it. Like, every ounce of love you pour into yourself will come back to you tenfold. I do hope this served well. Sending lots of light and love on your journey. If this second charm spoke to you, then perhaps there's a message here for you. And this charm has a little like burst on it, like a starburst. So are you anchored in your happiness? Or is it time to lift the anchor and create movement toward your happiness? And you know for sure the changes that are here for you. And I'm seeing when I was little and I would be on the boat and we lift the anchor, and sometimes you get something on it, and it was usually like an oyster or something like that. Maybe it was clams. I don't know. I was so young. It was kind of a blur, but I remember like getting that mud. It was like a treasure, which then makes me think of the lotus flower. It's like you have to go through the thick and the mud, and that's where the magic is, when it's like willing to look at that mess, willing to clean up that mess, and choose yourself to say, I'm worthy enough to put this effort in to build what is best for me. And this is the Six of Swords. The child is standing out. So perhaps loving your inner child and embracing. Oh, the two cards just fell out. Bottom deck energy, which seems to fit with inner child, is Six of Pentacles. So putting in that time, putting in that effort, and following what actually comes back to you. Either like the sense of reciprocity. Let's see what else I got here. Three of Cups. Yay! And the King of Swords. So perhaps managing your emotions and being at that point, that place of celebration, of managing all parts of you, and being able to speak from a higher place to then receive the sense of balance in your life. And that magic that happens with your intuition, but also from the crown, that working with the energies from above and seeing the changes that are here on earth, and really allowing your emotions to flow as part of your awakening. Yeah, it's good stuff. This is good stuff. And happening on all levels, how you're communicating with yourself and your own mind, how you're communicating with your others, how you're working. I want to say all parts of you, like it's all coming together to blossom something new into the world. And more within you, because, you know, as it comes in, it goes out. Oh my goodness, all these fell out. All these fell out. I gotta find those. Bottom deck is unfold your beauty. You are blossoming into who you are. So like let it grow. Like that. This card always makes me think of that, like that poem from Anais Nin. Like it came too painful to stay a bud. I feel like you're past that, since we see the Three of Cups. Goodness. Got 5 here. So, closing the door to all that doesn't serve. So it's, you know, the King of Swords is a manager, makes things happen, and to allow new and allow growth, we have to cut things off, let the magic in. It's never lost, only the belief is. So not that 4 of Pentacles energy, but allowing the movement of the 6 of Swords, allowing the movement of the Chariot card. The unknown, when lost, new paths will appear. So it's, speaking for myself, it's hard to cut ties or reach for the stars, because you're like, well, right here, I know what that feels like, even if it's kind of funky or unhealthy. It's like, you know what that is. That's comfortable. But to cut those cords or to pack that box or to walk away means opening up to a new path. And that's where the magic is, because I think you have more within you than you even realize. And I think as soon as you lighten your load, you're just going to be like, whoa, why didn't I do this earlier? Why was I fighting this? Why was there so much resistance? And so moving beyond that, like 4 of Pentacles or even the 5 of Cups energy, like to the 3 of Cups, to where you're like dancing all that's you, your purpose, your unique path. So I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what's going to happen for you. There's people that you had to set boundaries with, relationships you had to change, as your frequency changes, like the way you communicate with your guides and the steps that you take forward, that's between you and God, you and your guides. And really dancing with that magic that's you, and working with the frequencies that come in and say, hey, what about this? And being mindful of what you let in. So praying for the greater good, praying to the angels, archangels, and allowing them to guide you forward, and trusting that they're going to give you the signs that you need. Like, trust that. And that's what's going to start to help you open up. And you're not going to see it right away. Like, you might see it and you might be like, excuse me, I can't believe this. Like, you can't make this up, kind of thing. And just keep going with that and allow that, like that Joan of Arc, like leading the pack. I know in the end something else got in her way, or ego stopped her. And maybe that's coming to mind as in, like, don't let your ego drive, but let your higher self and your intuition. I'm feeling the crown of my head. So no, before I got into, like, started studying IFS, the parts work, I used to say, like, know who's driving. Let your higher self lead the pack. So it's that Mr. Miyagi kind of energy, not the Daniel Sun energy. Like, you're growing in, like, you be that king that manages your thoughts, to then interpret the signs and find your purpose. Like, you know it, like it feels so right when you might not see it. It's time to believe it, how fucking awesome you are. Wow. Okay, so what is it? What are you creating in life? What are you creating? Just like how, like, the words wisdom, magic, and either it's like happy or your awesome energy that's being like, lit some fire. Once you dig through what's underneath, what's coming in the material will become more clear. Bottom deck energy, I'm going to put this with Unfolding Your Beauty, is the Empress. Awesomeness. And the 2 cards we have, Full, no surprise with this Unknown card here. So taking a leap, and it might feel like a slippery path. It might feel like it's dangerous, but it's freaking awesome, and it might happen a little bit slower in the material than what you have within you to kind of let it manifest, if that makes sense. And perhaps an apology to like your inner child. And that might help you, like taking some time to coddle the inner wounds, to allow yourself to love yourself forward and transform those wounds of the past into the magic of today. Giant leap forward. What is that Martin Luther King Jr. quote? Like, faith is taking a step when you can't see the stairwell, something like that. Maybe look that up. Sometimes I put quotes around. I have some sort of like daily practice that embodies a quote, a state of being. So it's like day by day, making efforts toward your purpose, to your path, so you can walk that walk and be you, elegantly you. Like, versus elegant, and feels like trusting, and has, like, you could speak forever on this deck. This, what is it? Oh my goodness. It's a beautiful deck. 6 of... So allow it to come to you. Don't go after it. Allow it to come to you. I don't know why I'm saying that. Let me get this other card that fell. There's success. There's success in the material. And there's a balance of both independence in that success and connection. So being who you are and celebrating this new beginning as you anchor into your happiness. Listen, like really listen in to what your heart's calling. And if there's an apology coming to you, really sit with it. When someone apologizes, it's really about allowing it and allowing you to find new thoughts and new energies around the past. And maybe it's time to sit and have those like deeper conversations, internally or externally. Maybe a little bit of both. You have more wisdom than you realize. It's just allowing it to come in. That's what the Empress does. Sorry, these cards look kind of sloppy there. I do apologize. Anything else? Any messages? Protection. So transforming the past, and this is standing out, so perhaps there is a stone working with crystals. And for me, a lot of times I just allow myself, rather than like look up something, I like to go into a store, or you could, do the same thing online, looking at images, but allow myself to go with what I'm drawn to. So feel if it's like your eyes go to it, or your belly, or your arms just go to it without you even thinking about it. And that's kind of how sometimes I pick my cards. Cards and crystals. I don't know why I said cards. Communicate. Things left unsaid will never reach the shore. And sometimes, since we have protection here, that apology doesn't happen in the material. I'm sorry. So perhaps there was a past life lesson, and that lesson is what brought you into your personal power. And it's not that last relationship, but your strength that's worth celebrating as you learn how to open up to you that might have broke you open, to see the softness, to smell, to be successful, to be you independently, you as you are destined to be, and apologize to yourself. And perhaps a deeper apology to those in your past. Like sit with it like a meditative practice that will lighten your load to open up the doors and move you forward. And maybe all this was aligned in your path. And if you look back, you might see the signs and synchronicities that it was all meant to be. It was all meant to be. And now you're open to a new. I do hope this served well. Explore what resonates. And now, if this third charm spoke to you, there may be a message here. And is love in your future? Are you steering in the direction of love? Or is love coming home to you? And how beautiful to recognize and allow love. Not everyone does. Some of us resist it and fight it. What a beautiful opportunity to open your heart from one human to another. To drop your guard and let it pour in. Noticing how that also pours out and allows you to like really be you when there's unconditional love within and around you. It starts with you to be able to open up to that. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. You see it. Bottom deck energy, magic, magician. So you have everything in your access to either draw love in, prepare yourself for these new beginnings, or to continue to maintain or develop the relationship you are in, and trusting the cycles of change within that, how things are being illuminated, how things are shifting. It's really, I'm seeing like light of the moon shining on the water. So I'm in the dark. Did you have to walk away from something to allow love for you? This just flipped over. Take a leap of faith to trust your intuition on the changes that you are making. And the bottom deck, transparency, show who you are. There's a sense of hiding who you are. Can you really trust love that comes toward you? I'm going to show this because I was seeing the light on the water. This is bottom deck energy. Waves of emotion, surrender. Allow yourself to feel it all. I thought about this. If you hide parts of yourself, will you ever trust the love that's there? And that doesn't feel good to open up. Noticing all the texture on these boards in this card of take the leap of faith. Yeah, you can get a splinter, but you can also pull it out and, you know, it heals. Calluses, like, be you, embrace you. Easier said than done. If you don't let yourself be exactly who you are, will you ever trust the relationship you are in? You are magic. You are wonderful. You are beautiful. You are worth celebrating. Trust your intuition. It doesn't matter how that intuition works through you, whether it is cards, whether you're watching book of card readings, or whether you just embrace the light of the moon, however it is for you. So what is this leap of faith that you are exploring? I'm hearing coming towards you. Born ready. Don't fight it. Only you know. Like, I don't feel like whatever this is, I don't think you can actually convince someone else. Like, I don't think you can rationalize it to another human being unless they've been through what you're doing right now. And yet I feel like this next wave of connection and human this wave of like human evolution and consciousness. So, like, there's more on your path. It just might not be within your vicinity. Born Ready just really stands out. I want to say, honey, go for it. But it's coming toward you. Like, just open up to it. Do your little rituals, do your dance on the fire pit, whatever it is. What is this that's coming towards you? Love, we've spoke to that. Let's read on that charm. Perhaps you're the mermaid. Oh, I didn't expect that. This fell out, Death card and Queen of Wands. So anything that doesn't align with your intuitive insight, let it go. You have the strength, like the horse. You have, like, I want to say strength with this card, with the horse. It's like horsepower. Like, you have the strength to move and close out cycles. Bottom deck energy, it's the Five of Swords. So what are you telling yourself that is in alignment with how fucking awesome you are? Like, cut that out and be that beautiful ray of light and bring light into the waves of emotion, and maybe diving a little bit deeper into your emotions. And it's not like a woe is me and holding on to those stories of the past that kind of create that energy. It's like going into how you feel and recognizing that there's value in that, and that you're finding your intuitive insight as you go in. And this whole time I'm talking, my eyes are closed right now. Excuse me, which isn't normally what I do. I usually look at the cards. So I feel like you got to go in. Whether that is doing some sort of trance work, meditation, transcendental meditation, chanting, hypnosis. They're saying clear communication will come when you allow yourself to feel through. So, like, if we think about when we're in addictive cycles, it's really an illusion to keep us like afloat and keep us above what we want to feel, like numbing it out. However you do that, even online shopping, like, shows up in other ways, or busyness. It doesn't have to be a drink or a needle. But once you get in there and do that, then you can put in a rest to whatever cycle, and your intuition will be more clear, and you will feel ready. So something might be pulling you back. It makes you feel like you're not that you don't have the wisdom from above it. And you do. It's just cleaning up and not being ashamed of the past. Easier said than done. Like, it's like owning it. It's like, yeah, I was a hood rat. What of it? Like, whatever. It might not be that. And I'm sorry if that sounds rude to someone, but like, you know, whatever it is that shames you, that you're talking yourself out of, it's really time to let that come to rest and be who you are, and watch how you're cutting yourself off from your own magic and your own light. And these creatures, they flow and they sting. Oh my goodness. And you can actually see when they've eaten a meal. Sometimes you can see a fish right in their body. And so perhaps others see your magic. Perhaps others are already aware of your sting. And you might be the only one that's talking yourself down. And that might be what needs to be put to rest. And that Five of Swords is calling to my attention, so I'm going to put that back out. And we'll take a look at that. The magic is in your transparency. Your awakening is in your transparency to yourself and to the rest of the world. No holds barred. Like, we think we have to be in this perfect package. Like that Brene Brown's TED Talk on vulnerability is coming to mind. Like her story, her friends even would have talked her out of going up on stage and sharing that story. And yet look at the movement she's created and look at what's happened from that. And so, wow, I'm feeling that in my heart right now. Like, what is your passion? What is calling in your heart? What needs to move? Like, what needs to move? That mama energy. I mean, perhaps it's that love for you. And that Five of Swords, if you notice, it's kind of like the Two of Swords. It's interesting how they align that. So the 3 is like the pain, and the 2 is like batting between intuitive guidance and the pains of the past. And what are you going to let go of so you can progress? You can't walk on eggshells from yourself and still explore love. You can't put a box around your heart and still be magically you. Perhaps who you are is exactly what the world needs to see right now. Truth. Even with your sting, like, have some courage. And if someone can't handle it, I'm sorry, this isn't politically correct. Grossum came to mind. Maybe that's something you say. Or someone can't handle you. Like, whatever. Alright, this flipped out. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. The camera. 4 of Wands. So what are you committing to? I'm going to show you this next bottom deck energy because it seems in alignment. It's like really rising above your thoughts to then manifest this commitment. What fell? Oh, King of Wands. Here he goes. So don't talk yourself out of the love that you deserve. And taking that time to love on yourself. And perhaps you already know this, and this is just a reminder. And you don't know the cycles within this human's heart or the battles they have. And perhaps what you open up to will allow this person to open up as well. And you might not be on the exact same track. Might look a little bit different. But I think that's where the magic is. I think that's where the magic is. So 4 of Clubs in the deck I created is like that portal of awakening. So this is the bottom deck. So you trying to move away from love and talk yourself out of it. I've done it. I've fought it. Keep yourself grounded so you know, like, I'm seeing like feet on the ground, like, but the ground is a map, like it'll help you see it. Maybe with these other energies in your intuitive insight, sometimes you have a tendency to get ungrounded. That shell is standing out. Listen to what you need, and maybe doing some check-ins once in a while. What do you need? All right. 1 card is up, 1 card is down. Perseverance, stay the course. So I'm glad I put the 7 out there. Keep your head up. That song Tupac is going up. Keep your head up. Child, things will get brighter. Right? You have to keep going. All right? And anchor in the truth of who you are. And keep that magic. And the card that, oh, I love this for you. All right, wild, believe in the otherworldly beauty. Dance with the waves and drink in the sunshine. So take it all in and sit on your throne. This pillow with the seashells that are like a crown. Like, do what you do. Like, regardless of what others think, if that's what brings you home to you, it's like that Dancing with Wolves or the woman who runs with wolves. Isn't there a book? I can't even think of it. But what came to mind was Dancing with Wolves, the movie, that really long movie. I know why my sister had to watch that over and over again. It was so long. I don't know why I'm saying that. And these 2 stars together, And you know, stars are very interesting. They can lose a limb and it grows back. It grows back. Perhaps you've both grown through a lot, and now it's time to wear your crown and connect. Sending lots of light and love. Do hope this served. Please only take what resonates. This last charm call to you, perhaps there is a message here for you. And with the rope around the anchor, perhaps you've pulled up your anchor, or you're in transition someplace in between, or you tangled in something that you need to cut from your energetic field to then get anchored in who you are. Only you know. It's on the horizon. The word horizon is coming to mind. And keeping your eyes on the prize, kind of keeping your eyes right in line with that place where heaven and earth meet, where the beautiful colors of the sunset and the sparkles of the water connect. Right there. Hermit. The light is within you and leading the way, regardless of what happened in the past. 9, you are making your way. 2 of Pentacles, balancing act, juggling, and in the Rider-Waite deck, there is this sense of a beach and water and this ship. So in the transition, whether you've, anchored, you're just moving locations, changing port, whatever that is for you, trusting that light and magic that's within you that's leading your course. This light is really standing out, this sense of movement. It's just like this cycle of movement. Also this expansiveness about that card. And this 2 of Pentacles is different. It's not in that, like, it's almost like that cell division, like, but what's standing out is this bottom, like maybe in this transition of rebirthing who you are, or transition between connections or between places, and it feels like this bottom part needs to be cut off. That's just the sense I'm getting right now. I normally don't get that with the 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles is usually like this juggling act, whereas I feel like the juggling is done and it's like, don't let this one go. I love this card. This card is actually the reason why I bought this deck. I saw this card and I was like, I need this deck. Complete. I love glitter. All you need, you are. Like, it's all there, which is beautiful with the Hermit card. Like, be aware of any codependent patterns, any validation seeking you have with a connection. I'm going to move this because I feel like relationships can be a crutch. And if you have held to that bottom deck, the future is as bright as you are. Are you happy where you're at? Are you happy? I don't know, are you settling? Are you pacifying? And this blue pill is coming out, the light blue pill. Maybe pay attention if that color shows up in your days ahead. The magic is kind of finding who you are without that numbing and believing that you don't need someone else to complete you. Society puts that on you, like using things like the ball and chain, better half. I mean, what BS? Like, you're amazing. And if someone isn't holding you in that space, like, I'm sorry. But you choose. You get to choose who you're with, whether you're alone, connected, whether that I'm speaking to something in the past or not. Or you can even take what I say and be like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. It's up to you. It's all up to you. You get to decide what pill you swallow, what truth you seek, connection you hold to, and what you really embrace, who you are, and see. You know, there might have been some prescriptions in the past, there might have been some anxiety in the past, but you're not that anymore. You're a lot stronger. It might not be anxiety for you, but I feel like there's something like that. Some sort of like, it seemed like a white and red pill. You know, I'm looking at this one with the stars with the red. I'm seeing something else. More like a prescription bottle, like a real one. Maybe someone is numbing you with a prescription. Oh, fuck, man, I've had that happen. When you're in a relationship and they try to numb you, just try to quiet you down with some sort of pill. You deserve better than that. Sorry if I'm getting in the way here, but I'm frustrated for you because you deserve better. Six of Swords. Speaking of Six of Swords, which is kind of what we're looking at. Nine of Wands. Maybe this is part of your path, or Nine of Wands is like the wounds. Someone could be playing on your wounds, and it's time for you to not see those wounds as a sense of incompletion, but allow those wounds to say, hey, I'm not going to continue in this way. Bottom deck energy. Let that cycle come to completion, and know, like, the world is your oyster. You can go and grow wherever you want. If you are happy where you are, you're supported. You are loved. It's okay. You do things your way. But when you are ready to take a stance and make a change, you will see, you will feel that everything will line up in your future. Everything will be here for you as you need it. It's just you have to take that chance and trust this energy that feels a little scary to be alone. Next bottom deck, pull that out. Nine of Cups. What is your wish fulfillment? What do you want for you? Not what someone else expects of you, not what you validate of yourself through someone else, but what do you want for you when you come to a place of belief that you are a badass, you are complete, and you don't need another effort to take from you for you to feel whole. And that's probably what's happening, is someone is taking from you, and you're in this weird dance of codependency. And that's okay. Are you ready to walk away from that? Are you ready to walk away from that? What do you want for yourself? Bottom deck energy, move. Barnacles only grow on a dock ship. SpongeBob, doesn't he say like old barnacles or something? Time to lift that anchor and let the past go and clean that up. I think they even, like, when the barnacles get on the ship, you don't always have to bring the boat out and get it dry docked to clean it up. You can get somebody with a tank to go in there and clean it up. So maybe you got to go deeper to clean this up. And what fell is travel. Seeing the surface of the ocean is not the same as diving deep into the soul. It's deep to see the coral. And the coral, I mean, things are happening with the coral, the reef. Humans have caused damage. And I'm sorry for any damage someone's created in your life. And I trust that you have the strength to choose what's best for you, not through the filter of that damage, but it's almost like standing up and saying no more. Like, I've had enough of this cycle, and I'm going to see what else is here for me. What else is here for you? What else is here for you? The next bottom deck energy is the Four of Cups. So 3 is kind of like celebration, 4 is confusion. Also, the 4 is like in the Rider-Waite deck, something else is being handed to you. Like, you're getting the nudge to make a change. And you might not have seen that before. You've probably been rolling with the same cycle for a while. Love yourself through this. Be that red pill. Like that truth. It's okay. You already know it. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I'm sorry, I'm speaking out loud. The things. Eight of Wands, signs and synchronicities are there. Like you're gonna get the help you need when you're ready to go. Follow your dreams. Infinite wisdom, infinite support. Next bottom deck energy. Manifest. Manifest your way out of the current conditions and into something better for you. And it's up to you. That's up to you. You gotta want it. And you deserve it. It can only get better from here. Dive in and feel out what you need. And trust all that's here for you to close out this cycle. And open your eyes, like stretch out, open your eyes and look around, because it's all here for you when you're ready to make the change and go. You got this.